Hello, and welcome to 100 Days of Tonalism. This is M. Francis McCarthy, your editor in residence. This is day 14, and the piece we're going to be discussing today is by Swain Gifford, and it is called Near the Coast. This is a piece that I've had in my little folder of tonalist paintings for a long time. It's always caught my eye, and so it's one of the ones I wanted to do right off the bat when I got involved with this project. And I will say that it turned out pretty well, especially when you see the painting in real life. Swain Gifford was, I guess, first generation tonalist, and I've got a little bit of information here from the Wikipedia about him. I'll read it to you. Swain Gifford, December 23rd, 1840 to January 13th, 1905, was an American landscape painter. He was influenced by the Barbizon School. Much of his work focuses on the landscapes of New England, where he was born. He, along with Victorian contemporaries from the White Mountain and Hudson River schools, helped immortalize the majestic cliffs of Grand Manan in the Bay of Fundy. In the 1870s, he undertook several journeys to Europe and the Middle East with fellow artists such as Louis Comfort Tiffany, and painted some subjects from those regions. In 1899, he was an artist in the famous Harriman, Alaska expedition. He, as I said, died in 1905. Now, it so happens that the original of this painting I did a study of is hanging in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which is in New York City, and the date of the painting is 1885. Oil on canvas. Dimensions of the original painting are 31 inches by 51 inches, or if you prefer centimeters, it's 80 centimeters by 130 centimeters. I can see that my painting's got a lot more saturation and intense colors than this image from the Met. One of the problems with dealing with paintings online is you never really know what the actual colors are, depending on the monitor, how and when the photo was taken of the painting, if any manipulations were done. I went with my intuition on almost all of these. It appears too that I definitely kind of did a squeeze job on this painting. It looks far more panoramic in his original than in my study. But I pretty much pushed everything into some sort of either 5x7 or 5x5 dimension. Let's see, moving on. We can talk a little about doing this painting, and I really enjoyed it. Actually, it's such a unique kind of abstract sort of composition that I felt quite free with it. It's just a big sky with some nice texturing. This is one that I certainly did 2 passes on, and I really enjoyed doing a glaze coat with some black. That's a technique that a lot of tonalists, and not just tonalists but painters before the tonalist movement would be to basically do a layer of the painting and then go in with some black or another color and kind of rub it in, and it gives you a really neat look in the crevices between brush strokes. You'll get kind of a relief effect, and it's also very handy for darkening areas and passages while still retaining some chroma from the original painting. I must say I probably do a bit of black glazing on almost everything I do for my own work, and it was really quite fun on several of these studies. I did a second pass on to do that too. Most of them, well, I'd say about half were done in 1 pass, but those that were done in 2 passes, as I progressed, I started to get quite interested in the glazing and playing with the textures of the not just the brush strokes, but my initial texture that I applied to the boards prior to painting. They all work together synergistically, and it's pretty neat when you can just kind of drag your brush lightly over the top of something and get a nice, almost a stipple effect. Anyway, this is a bit longer, and I guess one of the reasons for that is the second pass, so hopefully you're enjoying watching it. I could probably keep going on about Robert Swain Gifford, but I guess I'll say hopefully you're reading the blog as well. I have been talking about some of my personal opinions on modern art versus traditional art, and the value that there is in recognizing the great works of the past, and not necessarily assuming that just because something is modern it's going to be better, or that it supersedes the work by the great masters that have come before. I mean, it's basically just a fact that there's no one out there right now who's painting as good as Rembrandt. There's a few artists that are very, very good, quite close, maybe even they can hold a candle to him, but he hasn't been topped, in my opinion. I can see we're getting close to the end here, so I'd like to thank you for hanging out with us on day 14, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 15, and I want you guys to take care and stay out of trouble.